the night my daughter was born, the kitchen was a mess, the crib hadn't been built, and the overnight bag was an unchecked item on my to-do list. We hadn't even made arrangements for the dog. It was the middle of November, and I was 36 weeks pregnant when a warm rush of water woke me like an unexpected alarm clock in the middle of the night. I turned to my sleeping husband and said, honey, I think my water broke. In any other situation, Greg would have responded with something witty or sarcastic like, wait, you're pregnant? But he was about to become a father 1 month early, and humor was a non-starter. Let's go, we gotta go. I'm not ready, like at all. What? How? He was already out of bed and pulling on pants. I was still lying in a blooming puddle of amniotic fluid. He had a point. Contractions had started at 29 weeks in the middle of my freshman composition class. Between genre discussions and questions about an upcoming essay assignment, I felt unfamiliar cramping. As a woman who has suffered from chronic endometriosis since my early 20s, I was not bothered by this new discomfort, except for the fact that I was pregnant, and any variation from normal obviously called for DEFCON 5 level crisis mode. To be fair, my pregnancy was considered high risk, since in addition to endometriosis, I also had a hyperactive thyroid and a baby that seemed reluctant to grow. With the advent of preterm contractions, the doctors sentenced me to bed rest. I continued teaching online and ignored impending motherhood as best I could, even though the likelihood of an early birth was increasing daily with the severity and frequency of the contractions. Before I started growing a human inside my temperamental uterus, I had spent half a decade adapting to chronic illness. I learned how to manage endo pain, how to navigate messy days, and in order to accomplish this feat, I fastidiously controlled the food I ate, the supplements I took, even the temperature of the water I drank. Now I had to reconfigure everything, my rituals and routines, to accommodate pregnancy. My cravings were unpredictable and did not adhere to my strict gluten-free light dairy diet. I couldn't take my Chinese herbs. I even had to cut back on my consumption of matcha tea, although my other herbal favorites were okay. My carefully curated holistic veneer was cracking, and I couldn't do a thing about it. The only thing I could control is how I prepared for my sweet baby's arrival. While some expectant mothers create Pinterest boards devoted to hospital overnight bags, search for the perfect pair of slippers and matching bathrobe, compile a diverse selection of snacks for a potential lengthy labor, and pick out an adorable going-home outfit for the baby, I hadn't even bought a nursing bra. Denial looked like baby shower gifts left in their boxes in an empty red duffel bag. My husband was gracious and understanding with my moods and lack of preparedness. In fact, literally the only thing he had asked me to do in preparation for our daughter's birth was to pack a go bag. So what did I do? I'll tell you what I didn't do. Pack the hospital bag. When I reach back inside the memory of the night my daughter was born, I still can't find the shape of a toothbrush or hair products or cute little onesies. I don't remember grabbing a change of clothes, but I must have since I didn't wear the same pajamas for 5 days. I do remember the fear, the anxiety, the not knowing, the loss of control. I remember the chronically ill mother I wasn't ready to become. But mostly I remember the frantic voice of my husband, grab the hospital bag, and my response, what bag?